Hello everyone, this is going to be kind of a quick, simple guide to get you started on how to gear your characters. Because in each march you can only have one warrior, or that's the turtle kind of lizard option, one assassin, which is a cat, and one cavalry, which is a dog. You want to make sure that you have a really strong set for each one of those three characters. So that's your first priority, is one legendary set. Probably for Yuri is going to be your first priority, and then I went for an assassin set next, and then I did a warrior set next. The best and pretty much only way to get legendary gear, unless you pay for it, is in the arena store. So that is your priority, is to save up to get that piece. I just made a little baby character on another server, and that was not one of the options. So until you see that in your arena store, save your points. And once you see that, absolutely buy it every week. If you get to a point where you start to have more points and you've bought that gear and you can buy other things, then cool. But it is absolutely imperative that every time the cooldown comes around for the store that you buy that piece of gear. When it comes to leveling up or enhancing your gear, you are only going to ever want to do that to legendary gear. Eventually, you'll have all legendary gear for your whole march, for your whole trail team, maybe for every hero on your roster. It's going to take some time, but it will happen. Do not enhance purple gear. You especially do not enhance anything below purple gear. But even if you only have one piece of legendary gear that you got from your arena store and it takes you another week to get a second piece, put all of your extra gear into that one piece of legendary gear, and eventually you'll have a very strong team. When you go to inscribe gear, you can see that it provides a percentage boost to your gear. So the higher you inscribe a piece of gear, the higher you should try to then enhance a piece of gear. That piece has a level 4 inscription value. It has a level 74 enhancement level. So that's a very leveled piece of gear. You can see my other pieces of gear are in the 50s for their level, and they've only been inscribed twice. So those are also good pieces of gear, but they're not as strong. The most important thing to keep in mind is that if you are going to inscribe a piece of gear, you want to make sure that you also enhance that gear. You wouldn't want to have a high inscription level on a piece of gear that isn't enhanced very much, because the inscription provides a percentage boost, and that percentage boost will be much more useful if the gear is also leveled. And then as your inscription level gets higher, you should also try to enhance it higher, kind of at an equivalent rate. After you work on getting a full set of warrior, cavalry, and assassin gear for your main march team, your next goal is then to work on the next two heroes that are in your arena or trial team. So that's generally going to be a second assassin, and then if you're a free-to-play character, it's most likely going to be a second cavalry. And if you're able to afford to buy a second warrior, like a Zoe or a Herald, you're going to want to get a second warrior set of gear. I went with an assassin set for my fourth set of legendary gear that I worked on, because I go back and forth between using Hetty and Orpheus, because Hetty has the stamina reduction. So I normally keep my higher DPS set on Orpheus, because if I'm using him, then I need that extra damage. And Hetty I use just to reduce stamina, but I still use him a lot, so I want him to have that gear. For my fifth set, I should have gotten a second warrior set of gear. If you're a free-to-play player, then you're going to want to get a second set of cavalry gear, because there really isn't a good second warrior option for free-to-play players. So that fifth set of legendary gear that you get is going to be determined based on the heroes you use in your trial team. I wanted to show this battle report just to highlight how gear can affect a battle. When you go down here, you can see that all the gene stuff is listed. Your 3 heroes that you put in your rally and all of their gear are also listed. When you open up a rally, all 3 of the skills for those 3 heroes and all of their gear go towards buffing your troops. If you are going up against a difficult wild beast or if you are rallying a PvP target and you want to make sure that you take the least amount of damage possible, it is very important to use 3 heroes that have useful march skills, and also that those 3 heroes all have gear on them. Oftentimes, if I see a battle that is not victorious, if I see battle defeat and I go in and I check, I will see a rare / blue quality hero with no gear on in the rally. And so it's pretty irritating if you go up against a black bear and you put in blue heroes with no gear and you lose the rally. If you can put in weak heroes with no gear on and win the rally, I don't care. Your raid's not going to care. They will take a little bit more damage. They will require a little bit more healing. But if you're using heroes with poor march skills or no march skills and no gear and you're losing, it's really not good. Make sure that you fix that. All right, so you've got your heroes, you've got a bunch of gear. This is how you're going to make sure that your correct heroes have the correct gear. Whoever is in your main march, which my main cavalry dog is Yuri, he gets the first set. My next best dog that I use in trials is Bella. She gets the next set. After that, my next best dog is Melody, because Cecilia is still pretty low level. Then Cecilia. And then I've got the little blue dog. So that is all of my dogs in order. For my assassins, or the cats, my highest damage set is going to go to Orpheus. My second set is going to go to Hetty, because I use him a lot for the stamina reduction. The next best cat I have is Jerry. And then I will put it on the little blue kitty. Ah, because I do not have the last cat yet. For warriors, my best warrior right now is Ethan. So he gets the first set. My next best warrior is Harold. So he gets the next set. And then Boris, Zoe, and then my 2 little blue guys. Because if you look at this, the Zoe and the Cecilia are my lowest in power, but I would want to put better gear on them than on my blue heroes, because I'm more likely to use one of those 2 legendary heroes in a rally than I am my blue heroes. Some people will not bother to put gear on their blue heroes at all, because it doesn't really matter if you use them. You probably don't need to buff them, and blue gear doesn't buff them that much. But when you go to level up a piece of gear, 1 piece of blue gear doesn't do a whole lot in comparison to I'm a little OCD and I want to make sure all of my heroes have something on. The other nice thing is that when a new hero comes around, like a new dog, new warrior, new cat, you can take that best set that you have off of your blue or rare hero and put it on the new hero right away.